The goals came in quick succession. Like you said, 24 minutes already, they were 3 up, and we already knew that the game had ended even before it started.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, let's note that the PSG has become the team nobody wants to play at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think I'll give it to Enrique.
Yeah, Luis Enrique has done a great job. That's the truth. He's been able to blend his team so perfectly that it seemed like a unit right now. I mean, he brought in Kvaratskhelia from Napoli. Dembele is playing unbelievable football these days. Fabian Ruiz, the former Napoli man, is also a Trojan in the middle. You look at what Vitina, the diminutive defensive midfielder, is doing in that team. You look at what Mendes is doing from the wing back.
Put your hands on the block. I love my skin.
It's good. You look at Hakimi from the right. So he's just formed a very formidable team. And like Gareth Bale, former Real Madrid player, said, this team is here to stay for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Well, in Barcelona, but OJ, on a very serious note, I don't know your perspective in this direction. Madrid repeated mistakes. Last night, we saw Rodrigo flipping his leg like he featured in Michael Jackson's Thriller video. I don't know. Up front, no bite, porous defense, collapsed midfield. In the book of John 19, verse 30, Jesus said, it is finished.
Well, you know, I just think Madrid's defense is really, really awful at the moment. You saw how they were so confused yesterday. Most of the goals, in fact, the first 3 goals, or maybe even all of the goals, were defensive lapses on Madrid's part yesterday. You know, they couldn't really track their marker properly. They couldn't find their spaces properly, and PSG capitalized on those loopholes and converted those chances. Well, for Madrid, as some said, it's still a building process. They have a new manager who's just come on board. This is his first few days with the team, so it could take a while, like before they begin to understand his philosophy and all of that. But yesterday was really no excuse at all, really, to have lost in that manner in the semi-final of a Club World Cup. I mean, even if you're going to lose with some kind of, with a level of dignity, not the way you lost. I mean, it was a total mess from Madrid yesterday.
Superpower, Real Madrid.
77,542 spectators were there in New York to watch that yesterday.
Before they won, I stayed up late. Sometimes I just drift out. Yeah, sure, I want to see the end of this. And I kept it on till the end. Now, OJ, Alonso's first 11. We had Milito. Milito was on the bench. Modric and Cavajal. Yeah. And we felt the impact of the few changes made in the second half. And that brings to question, what is he really up to this?
Well, like I said, the
issue of coming up new on board is he looked at someone is not new in the field, but the class of Real Madrid and Alonso.
No, I actually think, let's be fair to Madrid. PSG at the moment are a different beast entirely. PSG at the moment are a different beast entirely. So it's going to be difficult for any team to match up with them. I mean, we're talking about a team that took apart Inter Milan in the finals as if it was not even a Champions League final. We're talking about a team that dismantled Atletico Madrid within minutes. We're talking about a team that were 2 players down, 9 men, still beating Bayern Munich 2-0.
But for Real Madrid, 1, 2, 3, 4,
that's the more reason why we should just excuse Madrid.
Excuse is not in that book.
On this one.
If you ask, excuse
how many teams go 2 players down? They saw 2 players were carded and still beat Bayern 2-0.
Oh, come on. This way.
So
you cannot feel Alonso's decisions are working?
Well, like I said, I want to give him the benefit of
OJ,
doubt.
get this right. Understand where I'm coming from. Like choice of sidelining star winger Rodrigo, known for his technical brilliance, not featured on a single match all through the tournament. What does that tell you? Well, come on.
But then he's got Vinicius, he's got Mbappe in there.
Sure, we saw Vinicius. Was he really effective?
I just think whether it was Rodrigo or Mbappe that was starting yesterday, whatever scoreline we saw yesterday was going to be. That's my humble opinion. I'm not thinking it was because Rodrigo didn't start. That's why Madrid were humbled. No.
Yeah.
Even if Rodrigo had played that game, PSG are on a different frequency right now, and the defensive partnership at Madrid must also be worked at as well. And also must look at that defensive setup.
Yeah, it's just empty.
know,
Just let the post free. Let them do what they.
It could have been up to 8 yesterday.
9.
It could have been 9 yesterday.
10.
It could have even been 10 yesterday.
That's a shame. But bottom line, the stage is set. And I love the history of Chelsea in this tournament, OJ. Coming in as underdogs. Look at the run, all through to the finals. And I mentioned early hours we were taking the news as it's going to be a case of David and Rukuli. And he said, no, it's going to be. So what is it that's on the line?
Yes, I think PSG are going to get into the finals as the favourites, right? Chelsea as the underdogs. But I think it's going to be foolhardy to think that PSG are going to overrun Chelsea. No. I think there are aspects of Chelsea that you might want to say, okay, yes, they seem to be lagging in terms of striking, converting chances. But what you cannot take away from that Chelsea team is the ability to hold on to the ball and determine play from the middle. They've got a compact midfield. Enzo Hernandez, power dropping deep. They've got a Caicedo, who I think is a Trojan.
Yeah.
They've also got Cucurella, who drifts into the midfield when Chelsea are on the attack. So there's going to be quite, a bit of resistance.
It's going to rain
on Sunday night. Definitely.
Before United States U.S. President Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's confirmed his presence there.
OJ, can you help me put your hands together for PSG? Yeah, we can't wait for the Sunday finals.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a cracker.
Definitely.
A blockbuster, a showdown, and I'll stay up to.
Definitely. Champions League winners versus Europa Conference League winners. It's more or less like a Super Cup kind of thing. So let's see. But of course,
it kind of ended the way I know I asked questions at some point yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Your dream final. You say, hey, you want to see a PSG and a Chelsea thing, and now.
Yeah, it is. It is before us. I mean, for football fans around the world, the MetLife Stadium in New York would be graced with so much fanfare, and I'm sure our eyes are going to be glued for those of us who are not there, to see quality football on display. Some people say the Club World Cup is blah blah blah, but I think gradually as the tournament progressed, we saw more excitement, growing and all of that. So Sunday, football fans are waiting for that spectacle.